God. Oh my God.
Tonight, the very latest on an officer-involved shooting in Bossier City. Multiple police sources tell us the man fatally shot was armed with a knife. Eyewitnesses tell KSLA News 12 the man advancing on officers, and family who called police tell us their loved one, Johnathan Jefferson, was suffering from a mental illness. Lots to get to tonight. Thanks for joining us here at 10 o'clock. We've covered this investigation for you all day. Tonight, we begin with what police sources confirmed for us earlier in the day. That sources within the Bossier City Police Department and state police that Jefferson was armed Saturday night. State police now handling this investigation. We're told Jefferson reportedly did not listen to officers' commands and continued moving closer to those officers with a knife in his hand. So fearing he posed a deadly threat, sources tell us the two Bossier City police officers opened fire, killing Jefferson. Earlier today, we talked with a police oversight and transparency expert about the dangers suspects with knives pose to police officers. We asked, why is lethal force often justified in these type of situations? He explained something called the 21-foot rule. He said it's a principle that an average person can sprint 21 feet in roughly 1.5 seconds. It's about the same time it takes an officer to draw a firearm and fire 2 unaimed shots.
The 21-foot rule is an estimation of the minimum amount of time necessary for an officer to protect himself or herself against a knife attack. In such situations, the officer has not a great deal of time in which to respond or react. It's incumbent on the officer to try to de-escalate the situation if it's at all possible. But if not possible, and the officer's life is really at stake, the officer's got to react.
Now, in Jefferson's death, I'm told there is body camera footage of this incident, but right now Bossier City Police has refused to release it. And Bob there, who you just heard from, says truly that's a mistake.
I absolutely believe that a police department serves its best interest and the public's best interest by releasing the videotape and all the information as soon as possible. That's what you do when you want to stamp down and eliminate speculation and rumors and misinformation getting out there.
All right, I want to turn our attention to two people who told me they were in a car right behind the police unit when this happened. In fact, this is their video they shared with us. They tell me they saw it unfold right through their windshield. Now, they say they didn't see Jefferson armed with a knife, but they did see him walking toward officers seconds before officers opened fire.
Everything was right in front of us at this point. We had a wide open view. Like I said, we were, the unit was in between us and them. He was walking toward them, and he was talking. He was saying something. You could tell he was a little bit animated, maybe, a little excited or whatever. He was not in any way like running toward them.
It wasn't
aggressive, but he turned toward them and his attention was directed to them and he was coming to them.
And kids were trying to round the corner. Like, this man had literally just hit the ground and kids were trying to round the corner on their bikes.
Oh my God.
Penny says she quickly backed her truck away from the shooting scene, pulled out her phone and began recording this video. They too wish officers could have maybe tried to just shoot Jefferson in the leg or use a taser, but if you shoot at a leg and miss, it could have hit those kids on a bike. That's why police are trained to shoot at the largest target, often the torso of a suspect. Meanwhile, Jefferson's mother and family want better answers. The family of the 34-year-old said he was schizophrenic and bipolar. Again, multiple sources tell us that Jefferson was armed with a knife before he was shot, but his family wants to know why police had to use deadly force when they had encountered him many times before.
I want justice served. Because somebody else's child can be out there like my child, schizophrenic, bipolar. You call the police for help, they go down with a gun and shoot him.
And he was having an episode, like he's schizophrenic, bipolar. So with schizophrenic, bipolar, they talk out loud. They're not talking to nobody in particular. They just talking like they have voices in their head. But he was walking towards them, and the officer let him get like close up to his face. And when he got close to him, the first officer started shooting, and he just kept shooting, and my brother just kept walking backwards. And when he got back far enough, the second officer was shooting And as he was going to the ground, they just kept shooting.
Now, the minute Louisiana State Police release official information in this investigation, we'll bring it to you on air and on the KSLA News 12 mobile app.